让那些没文化的马在我们面前划走吧，让他们去杀我们，这也不行，那也不行吧？正在人民的无耻不要的努力，必将稳步地达到自己的目的。
Mao Zedong, leader of the Chinese Communist Party, political revolutionist, and nicknamed as the Great Hellsman. Mao's existence had changed the lives of thousands of Chinese for better and for worse. His actions were responsible for the complete cultural change in both China and the US, but that's not where our story begins. Long ago, China was once a place of beauty, wisdom, prosperity, and honor and tradition. Rich in culture and proud in the ancient ways of their civilization, they say that China had blossomed with each dynasty. My grandmother Chu Shia Ching was born under those traditions. Like her ancestors before, Shia Ching was arranged to be married by a matchmaker. Most pairings in arranged marriages didn't meet until the day of their wedding. However, my grandmother was fortunate enough to be able to marry her childhood neighbor and friend, Han Po's son. You can say that my grandmother had married to the wealthier side of China, but that wasn't always the case. China had a dark side as well. There were only two types of Chinese at the time, the rich and the poor. If you had money, you were thought very high. If you didn't, then your existence would have been considered a disgrace. Poverty was a common issue in the old country. Food was hard to come by for many. Every day somebody died of either starvation or illness because they didn't have the comfortable lifestyle of the emperor and his subordinates.
婆婆没有玩游戏，大陆没有游戏玩，大陆根本没有得玩。
为什么？
天在那个楼上做衣服，小时候干嘛在家里弄？有茅屋，还得自己。
OK。
小时候有什么好玩？小时候没有好玩，大陆上不像现在才好玩。
Peasants were well aware of this problem, which is why they easily sided over with Mao.
为什么要从大陆逃到台湾呢？
为什么你不知道啊？共产党来了。
所以你不喜欢共产党被统治，right？
不是不到，不喜欢共产党。共产党人要把我们赶出来了，还不是喜欢共产党？乱想。
在大陆的话，家里有很多田地，那从逃了以后，所有的田产家里的房地产都被没收了吗？
当然没收了，一逃掉了还不共产党都拿走。
And so Shia Ching and Po's son fled to Taipei. Mao's goal was to unify China by redistributing his wealth among the people. This meant taking down the wealthy class, weakening the middle class, and raise power to the peasants and industrial workers. As the wisdom and propaganda of Mao Zedong spreads all across China, more are recruited in the communist wave.
We are fighting 70% for self-development, 20% for compromise, 10% against Japan.
However, there were those who opposed against Mao's beliefs. Many had preferred China to remain traditional because it was how their great ancestors lived. One of those people was Chiang Kai-shek, leader of the Nationalist Party. It was Chiang Kai-shek who led China to victory during the Second Sino-Japanese War. After the war, Chiang Kai-shek tried to eradicate the communists. However, his troops were outnumbered by communist followers, which forced his nationalists to retreat to the island of Taiwan.
Taiwan and counts a decade of solid achievement since the communists overran the mainland and Chiang Kai-shek's beaten but still determined forces fled to sanctuary here. The then backward island was viewed by many as a place of dreary exile, but today Taiwan's potential richness is being brought to fruition. Agricultural production, chiefly sugarcane and rice, has been increased many-fold. Possibly even more significant for the years ahead, dependence on these two prime crops has been lessened by diversification. The economic barometer, foreign exchange, has shown favorable readings in recent years.
20 years after, Shia Ching decided that it was time to move from Taipei to the States.
我在台湾住了20-30年。台湾啊，这爱德蒙公司，我跟你讲。爱德蒙知道吧？
做电视的。
做电视机的，爱德蒙公司很大的，美国人的台湾人合作的。为什么要来美国啊？我问你，你要为什么要来美国？他在美国真的。为了赚钱要来，为什么到美国？美国赚钱比较多，到美国来赚钱。台湾的钱比较少，美国钱多，所以到美国来赚钱比较多。还不想要到美国来，美国赚美金很多钱，我就跑美国，爱德蒙不要走了，跑到美国来，这样。
Han Po-sun was the first to cross the Great Ocean to the U.S.
1979年来的。
1979年的。
刚好火鸡节。
刚好火鸡节了。
What year did you move to America?
I'm moving in USA in 1987. The last day, December 31st. So it's next day is the New Year. When I come to the United States, the first day they are big snowing, and I'm very excited.
What was your reason for leaving Taiwan?
Actually, honestly, in Taiwan, for me it's very comfortable, but just my parents wanted me to move together, come here.
Did you want to leave?
Either way,
Okay. Did you have to make a big adjustment from moving from Taiwan to America?
Not really, because I'm in Taiwan. I have like a good job, and I don't think necessary to move here. But for my parents, they want whole family move here. So just give self to opportunity to live in another country,
50 years after the communists had taken over, today China is known for having one of the richest economies in the world. China still maintains some of its traditional characteristics, but overall, it is still very much a proud nation. As for Taiwan, or also known as Formosa, the beautiful lush green island as well is rich in its agricultural resources. Taiwan's economy is run on leisure farms where they grow plentiful amounts of produce and export them out of foreign countries.
农村有的那个场景，我都希望让它再现，让大家能够看得到。
The people of Taiwan are proud of how far they've come and how much they have accomplished. Taiwan was indeed blessed with its natural scenery and rich diversity of local culture and traditional crafts. Taiwan was definitely a place to be.